Hi everyone, welcome to Melissa's Home Cooking. Today I'm going to show you how to make homemade pizza. We're going to start with making the pizza dough with just 3 ingredients using all-purpose flour, as well as 6 different types of pizza that you can make with 6 different toppings, from gourmet pizza to traditional ones. It will be better than takeaway and your family will surely love it. You can also involve your children. It's a fun way to involve your children in cooking this dinner. So let's get started by showing you all the ingredients. So for the pizza dough, we have here 3 cups of all-purpose flour, 3 teaspoons of baking powder, and 3 cups of plain yogurt. We're going to do the pizza dough double quantity because we're going to make 6 different pizzas. So this one we make 3 pizza dough. And then for the topping, I'm going to show you how to make the pizza sauce. So we have here the chopped tomatoes. We're going to use some sprinkle of basil, dry basil, 2 cloves of garlic, about a tablespoon of chopped parsley, and we're going to have a dash of salt to taste. We are just going to use the Edam cheese for all the pizza. We use Edam cheese, it's lower fat, but I know that you use Mozzarella cheese for pizza, but in our family we prefer the Edam cheese. So you can use Mozzarella cheese if you prefer that, or any other cheese you have at home. Edam cheese actually is cheaper in price compared with mozzarella. So we normally buy in block and just grate that ourselves. So that is for the pizza sauce. So for the first gourmet pizza, we're going to make satay chicken pizza using this satay sauce. Please refer to my video for homemade satay sauce. We use that a lot, so I will be doing a video on that, but for now we're using the jar one. So we have here 500 grams of chicken breast cut into strips. We're going to use half a jar of that to marinate this, and a tablespoon of sauce. So that is the first type of pizza, satay chicken pizza. The second one will be the cranberry sauce that you can buy from the supermarket, shredded roast chicken, and we're going to use Camembert cheese as well as some Edam cheese. And the third gourmet pizza, we're going to use basil pesto. You can buy that from supermarket, chopped tomato and leaves. For that one with Edam cheese. Then we're going to have the fourth one, minced pizza. So meat lovers, so we have here chopped onions, some bacon pieces, some ham, salami, chorizo, and some roast chicken shredded. That is for the minced or meat lovers pizza. And then we're going to use the sauce base will be barbecue based sauce. For Mr. Wedge, we're going to use, refer to my homemade wedges from the previous video. So there's wedges there, some ham pieces, some bacon pieces, and some chopped onion. So we're going to use mayonnaise on top, and of course with the grated cheese. And of course the traditional Hawaiian pizza, we're going to have the pizza sauce as the base, and then we're going to have ham pieces, pineapple pieces, and some oregano to put on top, and of course top with the grated cheese. So let's get started. So for one of the gourmet pizza, satay chicken pizza, we're going to marinate the chicken first. So we're going to use half a jar of the satay sauce, and then 1 tablespoon of soy sauce, light soy sauce. Very easy, nice and quick, and I'm just going to leave that to marinate. So we're going to cook the pizza sauce. So heat up the pot, heat on high, medium high heat, and I'm going to add in a bit of olive oil, probably about a tablespoon, and then I'm just going to add in the garlic. I'm just going to put in the chopped tomato, add in the parsley, fresh basil, so a little bit of the dry basil, you just let the sauce boil, and then we're just gonna sprinkle a bit of salt on the top, and you just taste it if you're happy with the sauce, enough sauce. let it simmer for about 5 to 10 minutes, and then you just taste the sauce. If you need more salt, just add in more salt, and that's it. There's a pizza sauce ready. Now we're going to cook the satay chicken that we marinated earlier for the satay chicken pizza. So heat of the pot medium high. Just put in about 2 teaspoons of coconut oil. You can just use any oil you use at home. And let it heat up high. And we just add in the satay chicken. So now the chicken is cooked. It's all boiling and cooked now, so we can switch off the heat and let it cool down, and we can get on to making the dough. So now we're going to make the dough for the pizza. So before that, make sure you preheat our oven to 200 degrees Celsius, fan bake. We're going to make the dough, and we're going to bake the dough for about 3 to 5 minutes, so that when we put the topping on top, it will be nice and crispy. So with the flour, all-purpose flour, 3 cups of that, 3 teaspoons of baking powder. Just going to add that in and just going to mix everything in. And then now we're going to add in the 3 cups of yogurt. So pour that in. Remember, we're making 6 different type pizzas, so I'm going to do double the portion for the dough. So we're going to have another 3 cups of all-purpose flour, and 3 cups of yogurt, and 3 teaspoons of baking powder. And I'm going to show you 2 ways of how to cook the pizza. We're going to use the oven as well as the stove. So we're just going to mix everything in. Now I'm just going to use my hand and mix everything in, so the dough is all mixed together into a bowl. And we can divide this dough into 3 portions. The dough is quite wet, so we're just going to put a little bit of flour, with your hand, and just knead it. So now the dough is ready, so we're going to make it into a log and cut into 3 different portions, and we're going to roll them up. So that's the 6 pieces of dough. Remember, I made the recipe double, so under the video I have the full 6 cups of flour and 6 cups of yogurt and 6 teaspoons of baking powder. So we're going to make all 6 pizza. So just roll out one at a time. You can we're going to use the 10 inches of pan to use your pan as a guide. So just roll it up to the size that you want. If you want it thinner, the crust, you just roll it bigger. If you want more crust, more dough, thicker crust, then you, so we're just gonna use that for cutting up. So use a pan as a guide. I'm going to show you 2 different ways of cooking the pizza dough. So the pan as a guide, and just cut to the size that you want it. Just going to get this out. You can do another one. So this will be for your pan. So leave it aside, and we're going to put the pan on. And the rest, you just keep rolling them out to the size that you want. If it's still a bit sticky, you can just put a little bit more flour. So if you want it thinner, just roll out the crust thinner. Or you can make it square, triangle, rectangle, however shape you want it. I'm going to make this one more of a square shape. It's going to bake in the oven, but we're going to cook the dough first. put it, make sure you line your oven tray. The oven tray, and then using a fork, you just make tiny hole on it, and we're going to bake that for about 3 minutes in the oven. So keep doing the rest of your dough, roll it out and put it on an oven tray, and then I'll show you how to do the one on the pan. Okay, we're going to start by, now the pizza has been in the oven for about 3 minutes. The dough is all ready. I make it rectangle or square. You can just roll it out to round, just use a cutter. So you can roll how thick or how thin you want the crust. So I'm going to do the first gourmet pizza, the one with cranberry sauce and chicken and camembert cheese. Now we're going to do the satay sauce. So that's all ready. You can bake in the oven for about 15 minutes. So now we're going to do the third gourmet pizza. Basil pesto, just spread it with the basil. So that one is done. Now we're going to do meatosaurus or meat lovers pizza. So that's our third gourmet and first traditional pizza. So now we're going to do Mr. Wedge, second traditional pizza. Here is our Mr. Wedge pizza. Then we're just going to put the base in. Spread it out and lower the heat to medium low. And just going to cook the crust. Now the crust is brown. Now we're going to start. We're going to make Hawaiian pizza for this one. So the tomato base that we used earlier, just going to brush it with the tomato. So now the pizza is cooked. It's not caramelized unless you put it in the oven. So here's the stove one. Okay, just switch off the heat. So now the pizza is all ready. Now it's ready to serve. So guys, here's our pizza, 3 ingredient pizza dough with 6 different types of pizza. We have here the satay chicken, the meat lovers, the wedge delight, the cranberry and chicken, Hawaiian, and the basil, tomato and spinach, vegetarian. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and look forward to see you next time. Don't look out for the new video released every Tuesday